Shalom. Koholog Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rahakwadash. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai would be the true name of the Son of the Heavenly Father, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, but his true name is Yahweh Shai. Double honor side teachers, the apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect, teaching in truth, sincerity, and diligence for the sake of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. Yes, it's a dangerous thing to not know what the mark of the beast is. You see, because it's going to come a time in life where the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is going to present a little device into you, in which is going to be out of desperation. You know, you people is going to be in a very desperate position where evil is going to be increased here in the earth. Certain luxuries you're not going to have. A lot of things are going to be taken away. The food is going to run scarce. And you're going to be desperate. You're going to be desperate for protection, desperate to eat, you know, desperate for survival. You want to be housed and things like that. Well, it's going to be a device that's going to open you up to all those luxuries that you have now. You see? In which, in a state of desperation, when he presented to you, nobody's going to think that this device is the mark of the beast. They're just going to take it, man, because they're going to want to be eased. You see? The Lord, he speak about that great hour of temptation that's going to come upon the world, man. You know, and it's not going to be something that you can bounce back on your own from. No, if you want to bounce back, you're going to need that seat help, man. Or else you're going to trust in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You know, but yet this device is going to be presented. And it's a dangerous thing if you don't know what it is. You see, and real quick, this is Matt Slaki. Revelation 13. In verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. You see, in which when you listen to different Israelite camps or even different Christian denominations, try to break down what that mark is. You know, they'll say that it's sin or it's doctrine. You see, a nigga even tell you that's a white woman. You know, they'll say that it's all these different things, but none of these things is really going to link you to a digital world. You see, because this is what the so-called white man Esau Edom is doing, and even globally. You know, these different global leaders, they're trying to build a digital world, man. You know, they talking about giving you universal basic income. You see, they having all your information pretty much linked to this one device. You know, and you receiving that device is going to link you to that digital world. It ain't gonna be through a damn doctrine, man. You know, I met these guys. They was out of North Carolina, a little Israelite group. They was called the Israelites Church of God in Jesus Christ, man. You see, and even in that name shows you that there's no light, because here it is, you're an Israelite, but you still call on the name Jesus Christ, man. There's no light there. But yet, I asked them, I said, what the mark of the beast is. And this nigga went into a long breakdown, going into different precepts where the word mark was mentioned, just to tell me that it was a doctrine, man. But yet, a doctrine, you subscribing to a doctrine is not going to be that bridge between you buying and selling. The bridge between you buying and selling is the C-Hill, man. The microchip that they're going to present unto you. You see? Rich and poor, free and bond. They even talking about the coming out with technology that's going to allow prisoners, where they're going to insert a micro C-hip in their head, and it's going to allow them to live out their sentences within 15 minutes. A 30-year bid in 15 minutes. But you can't wrap your mind around you having to receive a C-hip to continue in the world to come. You see? But it continue on to say, yeah, it goes into the free and bond. They're going to have to receive a mark. It says, and that no man may buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it's going to be a device that they're going to present unto you. It's going to keep you linked with the system so that you'll be able to buy or sell or even house yourself to eat again. And again, we know it's not doctrine because you go into this word mark. Yeah, Strong's G 5480, it takes you back to the word charagma. And I'm going to say this. When you go into the word mark in Ezekiel 9:4, it takes you back to the Hebrew word thawah. You see, the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, so the words would be different. The word marking in Hebrew is not the same as the word mark in the Greek, which the New Testament was written in Greek, man. So you get charagma. in the New Testament, which takes you back to a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, you see? And this is not you receiving a doctrine that shows that you are a follower of the Antichrist. Now, right now, you know, you can be in the spirit of an Antichrist, but what's going to solidify that you are an Antichrist? When you take that seal, man. You see, because when you go into the Strongs, it says, as a badge of servitude, you know, and this is what's going to permanently make you a servant unto the so-called white man, Esau Edom. When you take that C-hip and you get joined into their system, man. You see, and they even tell you how with this new digital world, how all your information is pretty much going to be linked to one device. And that device is going to be inserted in you. It's going to be imprinted in you, man. It ain't going to be a damn tattoo. A barcode, no, it's going to be that technology, man. That's going to have all your information, you know, from your social security, your driver's license, to all your doctor's, you know, information, your bank statements. All these things are going to be linked on one device. You see? And this is why the micro C-hip makes more sense for this to be the mark of the beast. He says, save he that had the mark. Because this is the only way that you'll be able to continue. You know? But just to continue on, it says here, when you go into the root word of Karab, it takes you back to Karax, which is some likened unto a palisade. You know, it says to sharpen to a point. You know, when you consider the device that they're going to insert, where they're going to stick you with to insert the chip, that's something that's sharpened unto a point, man. You know, and even you look up a palisade, you know, you get this image of something that's sharpened to a point, you know, catch a splinter from it. But that's going to be how that little device that they're going to use to insert the chip into you, you know, is going to be likened unto, man. You know, but even going for Karax, you're going to the root word of Karax, it takes you back to Grapho. You see Strong's G1125, which it says to write with reference to the form of the letter. I'm going to skip down. It says here in the B definition, to commit to writing, things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. You see, so this little device is also going to have your records attached to it, man. You see, it says the D definition, to write to one by writing in a written epistle to give information, directions, you see? In which when I was asking a guy, I guess he was an elder or a bishop, you know, I said, because he was trying to tell me where it's going to be doctrine. And I said, well, how would they know that I'm a follower of the Antichrist? He said, yeah, because they watching you. They got your cell phone. They watch you through your TVs. Well, what if I ain't got a cell phone or a TV? How the hell would they know then? Well, the only way where they would have information or even directions unto you is that C-hip, man. Because everything is going to be linked on that. You see, they not just coming out with all these different chip companies just for the shit to fizzle out in the sunset. You know, they manufacturing all these different chips just for it to fizzle out. You know, this nigga Elon Musk, he's exaggerating all. It's like he's exhausting all this energy. Him and Kill Gates, they exhausting all this energy and building micro C-hips just for it to fizzle out in the sunset. Like, no, this is going to be the new wave, man. They're going to try to put that thing in you, in which they're going to present it to you as a way of a miracle. You know, those who might be, you know, you might be wheelchair stricken, bed stricken. You see, you might not be able to speak, whatever it may be. You know, these different elements that go on in the body where people have to use like robots and that, you know, to pretty much help them get throughout their day, or even talk. You know, where that C-hip is going to pretty much, you know, give people different access to those things, to be able to walk again. You're a person that's paralyzed. You know, they put the brain chip in you, and now you're able to use your legs again. Yeah, they're going to be doing miracles, performing different miracles with that C-hip in order to influence people to get it. You know, to make you think that it's just something, you know, for you to downplay it. It's just something, you know, harmless. But if you take it, you're going to be destroyed. You know? Yeah, see, real quick. This is Revelations 14. In verse 9, matter of fact, I'm gonna get to the point. Yeah, verse 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark, in which that same mark goes back into charagma. It says in his forehead or in his hand, the same should drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, in the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, which is going to come in the form of those ICBM missiles, those intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles, man. That's going to bring forth that fire and brimstone. It says in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, this is that mark that Esau is going to present unto you. You know, real quick, just to go into this quick article. It says here, 18 months after becoming the first human implanted with Elon Musk's brain chip, Neuralink, participant 1, Nolan, says his whole life has changed, you see? And yeah, they're going to try to paint this thing as being something harmless. Like, yeah, man, I was able to walk again. I was able to see. You know, I can speak without stuttering now. You see? Yeah, I was wheelchair stricken, but now I can walk. I can see clearly now. You know, the rain gone. But this is the type of miracles that's going to be performed by way of this chip, in order to have people thinking that that's harmless. What a good thing he's doing. But Nick, Revelations 14 tell you you're gonna be tormented by fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. Pretty much, you so-called blacks, Latino, Native American, Indians, which you are the children of Israel, you won't be delivered. And even considering that concept of deliverance, well, your deliverance can be canceled out if you take the sea hill, man. You won't be delivered. You're gonna pretty much, you're gonna get that ticket to being tormented in front of the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb, man. But it's all through what? The Neuralink. This is the device that they're gonna present unto you. You know that if you take it, you won't be saved, man. No matter if you cry, no matter if you can pray all you want to the Lord. If you take that sea hip, it ain't no saving you, man. You know, and real quick, that's why the Lord tell you this is 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. It said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And yeah, it goes into the NLT. It tells you tells you of his evil schemes. This is the evil scheme of the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Him present Elon Musk, Neuralink brain seed hip, man. That's the evil scheme. That's the device. Yeah, and we're not ignorant. Why? Because the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, Stonewall Apostle to her on down, they warned us of it, man. They warned us of what this device is that he's coming out with. This ain't just for GP. This nigga just doing this to make life better. He getting everybody to see him. No, because it's going to come a time where he going to push you to death if you don't want to take it. It's going to start out as something that's being, it's optional. But then it's going to turn to a mandation. And if you ain't got it, then, well, you an alien. And one way you're going to prove that you're not an alien or a refugee, you're going to prove that you are an American, if you got that sea hill, man. That's going to make you, with the Elder Quantum Waff, call you people a PA, man. A permanent American. And permanent Americans get permanent judge. Well, you're going to get a judgment, man. And that's that fire, them nuclear missiles, man. And this is the danger of not knowing what the mark of the beast is. You see, because I even asked ChatGPT, what's the mark of the beast? And it goes into it. The mark of the beast comes from the book of Revelation 13 and 16 in the Bible. It says, in the end times, a powerful figure, the beast, will cause all people, rich and poor, free and slaves, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no one will be able to buy and sell unless they have the mark, which is associated with the number 666. And which, this is Esau. He's that fucking devil that's going to try to present that unto you. But it continue on to say, in different interpretations, it says, little review. Some believe it could actually be in a physical mark, stamp, tattoo, or even a micro C-hip technology that controls commercial, whatever. But it is that micro C-hip, man. That's the correct breakdown. You know, but it going to say symbolic views. It says others see it as symbolic of loyalty and alliance to the beast evil world, to the beast evil world system opposed to the Most High. Not a little remark. It says the forehead and the hand can represent thoughts, beliefs, and actions, which is deeds. You see, in which that's not what it is, man. Because how the hell can a thought, your belief system and your deeds keep you from buying and selling? You see, and what cause you to be loyal or even aligned with the beast system, that evil world that they talking about, that system that's opposed towards the Most High. Well, that chip, man, that's what's going to cause you to be in alliance. That's going to show your loyalty when you take that sea hill, man. It ain't going to be because how your mind, niggas' minds change every day. Now you don't want to be wicked no more, so you change your mind. Now they got to come find you. No. You're going to have that C-hip in you. That's what's going to show that you are in alliance and your loyalty towards the beast system, which is this evil world, man. But this is just the different doctrines, the different schemes that's pushed out there. That Esau Edom, that he'll try to, steer you away from what the mark of the beast really is, being a micro C-hip, man. That's going to be the device that's going to be presented, that's going to pretty much, show your pledge allegiance to this system and not towards Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And real quick, this is Revelations chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the words of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. You see, behold, I come quick. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Now we already have a crown waiting on us. We just gotta get to it, man. You gotta hold on to the crown, which is holding on to the correct doctrine, man, so that in that day you may receive that crown. But yet through that hour of temptation, this is where you're going to be tried. Because even you going into that word temptation. Strong's G3986. It says here in the A definition, trial, proving the trial made by you by my bodily conditions since Salakia. Let me see. Yeah, well, it goes into those bodily conditions, because this is how Esau is going to play on you. He's going to play on your mind, man, to try to get you to take that C-hip. It says here in the B definition, it says a trial of a man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, and constancy, in which this is going to be a trial of our fidelity, our faithfulness, and integrity towards the Lord. It says an enticement to sin, temptation, rather arising from the desires from the outward circumstance, you see? So he's going to change your outward circumstance to the only thing making sense is you receiving that C-hip if you want to live. Hey, but the Lord tell you that we love not our lives unto death, man. Like, fuck this, man. We catching hell down here, man. The fuck? Why would you take a C-hip to catch more hell? To continue catching hell, man. You see? It's better to die for the Lord, man, than to try to save your life and get hit by a missile. Because the Lord going to destroy this man anyway. So, yeah, he's going to change the outward circumstances. And then he's going to present that evil scheme. That's a part of his evil scheme. Then he's going to present that device unto you and try to tell you that everything will get back to normal if you take that. And then the missiles is going to come, man. You see? So this is why you want to hold on to your fidelity towards the Lord. Hold on to the word, because the word tell you what the mark of the beast is. Fuck what the world say, man. They want to tell you that it's everything but the micro C-hip. And they're going to end up taking it, and they're going to end up being destroyed. And then them niggas going to know. You see? But yeah, I pray that you was edified, giving honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rahak Dash. Lord willing, to this video. Shalom.